Good morning to all those tuning in. This is the Rebel Lemon, and we're back to playing Occult Crime Police. So, let's load in. We're on Act 5, Occupational Hazards. So, it's 10:24 in the Smart House kitchen. I think we last left off where Duick and sorry, it's not Duick, it's Drang and this guy were like almost working together to get him in jail. Like, what the fuck? Anyways, this is Rich. Now you're saying you had nothing to do with this whole thing, and you're the only reason you confessed is because your brain computer told you to. Basically, I love this so much. You see, back at the office, me and the boys have this whiteboard. We write down all the dumbest excuses crooks have told us. My twin did it. I was possessed by a vengeful ghost. That kind of thing. Every month we have a little voting party where the worst excuse wins $20. And hey buddy, you just won me $20. I'm gonna get me a fancy steak dinner thanks to you. You don't believe him then? Of course I don't. This is ridiculous. Consider two explanations here. Either somebody had been counter-programming this man's brain for the past 2 hours in order to fake a confession, or he killed a guy, fessed up, then got cold feet about going to jail. I agree, the whole thing sounds stupid, but it explains a lot of things. The general confusion, the inaccuracies, the way his story kept changing. If every guy who couldn't keep his story straight was being mind hacked, then half of the guys I've locked up should have a brain chip. I will not have any low-brow genre fare infesting this case, you hear me? Look, it can't hurt to investigate this. He said his neuroimplant was relegated to the base's local network, so the hacker must be somewhere in base 24. Great, that narrows suspects down to what, 1,000? Let's start by asking Barnaby some questions. He might be able to clarify some things for us. And if his story still doesn't add up, we can put him right back on the suspect list. Fine, go ahead. In the meantime, I'm gonna call my buddies and get them to put this up on the whiteboard. Bleep. Hey, Gordy, wait until you get a load of this one. Mr. Bottomy, are you feeling well enough to answer some questions? Sure, I'm actually feeling better than I have for a while now. Let's ask him about if he did it. Why don't we get this one out of the way first? Did you, Louis Bottomy, kill Oren Darsha? No, I'm certain of that now. I visited the Smart House earlier today, but Mr. Dashma was already dead when I arrived. Why did you go there? I don't know, come to think of it. I just suddenly got into thinking that it would be a good idea to check out the kitchen. Hey, you don't think I was already being controlled at that point, do you? I did think it was weird how excited I was to splash around in that mud. Hey, those footprints. Could this mystery culprit have been clever enough to fake incriminating evidence against Mr. Bottomy? So you think someone else is responsible for your confession earlier? Pretty much, yeah. Wow, so like, they mind controlled you? Not exactly. It's more like they gave me fake memories of committing the crime. From my perspective, it really seemed like I have done it. It's fairly lucky for you then that you had the integrity to confess. Most suspects I suspect most people would have tried to cover up their crime. In fact, it would seem one such person did. I guess it was pretty stupid of me, huh? Not at all. We'd be in a lot better off if there were more people like you in the world. Are you now able to tell us your memories are real and which one are false? Yes, I think so. Now that my connection to the implant is broken, the fake memories are starting to fade. Sort of like how a dream seems so real in the moment, but you start to forget it when you wake up. Okay, why did your story keep changing so much? Well, my memories kept changing. At the time, I thought I just had been remembering things wrong. But now I think whoever did this was making new memories to counter your arguments. Whenever you pointed out a flaw in my story, it really did hurt my head. From my perspective, it was like you just had proven my own memories false. It would seem that reality as I knew it was falling apart. And then, just like that, I would remember something new that explained everything. It was almost a relief, even though it confirmed that I was the killer. I see, but wait a minute. If the true culprit was counter-programming you against my arguments, doesn't that mean they were listening in on our conversation? Well, hey, you're right. But wait, it's just us in the house, right? How could someone be listening? If they had access to your brain, then maybe they were listening through your ears. Or maybe they also got access to the surveillance equipment built into this house. Thank you, Lou. This has been very helpful. I'm gonna go walk around and clear my head if that's okay. Go ahead, you've been through a lot today. Excuse me, Sheriff Warren. Hey, it's this guy again, from episode 1. You again? Miss Angela Nearing wishes to speak with you regarding the murder. Oh, of course. Where is she? Don't worry, I'll wheel her into you. Thanks? Wait, wheel her in? Oh, I was thinking she was in a wheelchair for a second. Oh my god. Okay, this just makes more sense. She's just super antisocial. What in the... Well, hello, Sheriff. I've come because I thought I could... Wait, can you see me? I'm sorry, what am I supposed to be seeing here? God, get over here! You sent the TV to the wrong input, you moron! Sorry. I don't get it. I have to set it to HDMI 1 and everything. Well, keep trying one until it works. Oh, there we go. Great, now get onto my site. Yes, madam. Now, Sheriff, you can see me now, right? I see a mid-2000s AV club setup with your face on it, if that's what you mean. I was under the impression that you would be coming to speak with me in person. TYM, I suppose. TYM? Oh, that's your mistake. Jeez, I made... fuck. I hate this kind of lingo. Just speak like a normal goddamn human being. See, as much as I wish to help with your investigation... Oh boy, of course. I don't think you actually care, to be honest. I'm still incredibly busy fixing this house. I'm sure you understand that my life's work is a little bit more important than solving a murder? Well, see. The thing about that... Oh boy, here we go. Agent Drang, I think you're going to want to hear this. What is it? Are you going to tell me something this television woman is the killer? Well, the thing is, I'm sort of the one who hacked the guy's neural implant. What? You mean this Asian-y fake memories excuse was real? Yeah. I need a drink. Hey, medicine man. What's his face? Who, me? Give me that. No. My mug... What the hell was that? A margarita. What do you think it was? But there's no tequila in this. Have you been drinking straight margarita mix this whole entire time? You didn't think I was really drinking on the job, did you? Oh, that explains so much. Somehow this is worse than if you were. Miss Newing, I'm not sure if you understand what you just said. If you're the one who made Louis Bottomy confess to the murder, wouldn't that make you the true killer? What? No. No. See, you're missing a few facts about Owen Doshma's death. The truth is, it was an accident. An accident? What, did he fall down the stairs? No, nothing like that. It was a malfunctioning piece of tech. Here in the house. What do you mean? Oh no, it was the grabber hands. No, although not to brag or anything, they certainly could kill a man. That is interesting thing to brag about. What can I say? I'm proud of my children. No, it was the dressing compartment where poor Mr. Doshma met his end. That's right, we found his shoe, which proved he was in there. But how is a glorified wardrobe even capable of killing a man? Oh! I wonder if he fell down and broke his neck in the contraption when it opened? Hey, any part of a house can be dangerous. 1/3 of household injuries occur in the bathroom after all. And as it turns out, a machine which forces clothes onto a human body is also dangerous. But I mean, it was only a teensy-weensy rounding error. How was I supposed to know that something like this would be enough to break his neck? I see. Carlos, can I talk to you here for a second? Sure, Chief. I don't know if Miss Newing is aware of this, but she's already confessed to several crimes. Maybe she thinks that since Mr. Doshma's death was an accident, she isn't culpable. But since her own invention which killed him, it counts as criminally negligent manslaughter. Oh shit, they did the research! I'm proud of them! Not to mention the fact that she tampered with the crime scene and obstructed a murder investigation. Shoot, you're right. Well, we can't tell her now. She might bolt before we have a chance to arrest her. Holy fuck. Exactly, that's why I need you to go find her. Me? I've got to stay here and keep her talking so that you can track her down. You mean I get to place her under citizen's arrest? You don't need to do that. You work for the sheriff's department. You're already authorized to do regular kind of arrests. I know, but citizen's arrests always sounded so cool. Focus, Carlos. You're the only one I can trust with this. I won't let you down, Sheriff. Boy, do I have to go to the bathroom. Let me just duck out and make my way there. To the bathroom, that is. Which is where I'm going. You better not go in any of the smart house bathrooms. The pipes aren't actually connected to anything yet. They aren't? No, they're not. Why do you ask? No reason. Oh, Jesus Christ. So, Mr. Drag used one of the bathrooms. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Miss Knowing, can you tell me anything about this accident? WYS? Whatever you say. Yes, thank you. Yes! I just took a random guess. It's like throwing darts at a dartboard. Except for I'm better at that. Finally, someone here speaks plain English. Fucking excuse me? Plain English is using fuck! Honestly, that was complete shot in the dark. Glad it worked out, I guess. Okay, witness statement. Oh. After the tour, Dashma came to ask me a few questions about the smart house. He, on his own volition, decided to test the dressing contraption. Needless to say, it didn't go well for him. I knew the accident on the day of the smart house unrevealing would be bad press, so I framed up buffoon with a neural implant and tricked him into confessing. I see. Just one more thing. What? The second figure in Mr. Sherrod's photograph here. The one on the left, would that, be you? Yes, very perspective, officer. I came down to check on Dashma the only way that fool standing in the window. I darted aside just in time to avoid being fully exposed by his photograph. I was able to pass my silhouette off as that guinea pig bottomy. Oh, to be fair, even I thought it was bottomy. Does that fully satisfy your inquiring mind? Alright, what's our MO right now? We just need to keep her talking long enough that Carlos can figure out where she's holed up. And if possible, find any holes in her story. But shouldn't Miss Newing's statement be the truth, so to speak? I see. I thought so too, but something in a story doesn't line up for me. Okay, let's see if we can figure out what it is. Warren, you better not fix this. Quick. Oh, you better fix this quick. Fix what? This whole case. We had everything wrapped up neat and tidy. But then you just had to go picking at every little scab you saw. And now we got a computer woman and a mind control all over all this other crap. Do you know how much paperwork I'm going to have to do now? I have to fill out 3 extra forms alone just for the mind control. Your office has specific paperwork related to mind control? Of course we do. It's the FBI, isn't it? Now bring me some arrest before I just pick one at random. Boy, I'll bet Integral Affairs would have a field day with this guy. Alright, let's pick a story apart, I suppose. Alright, let's press on information on every key aspect and go from there. Shouldn't the tour have told him everything he needed to know? The tour was more geared towards pedestrians. A lot of concepts were dumbed down so your average simpleton could understand them. It's a dreary yet necessary process when selling to the common masses. You didn't need to shudder like that when you said the common masses. As common mass myself, I take offense to that. What kind of things was Mr. Dashma asking about? Money, of course. How much does each arm cost? What's the price to benefit ratio for each feature? It's exhausting. I built a man a revolution in house living, and he wants to know where we can cut costs. Would you cut costs on a sunset? I swear I must run into the annual narcissist convention or something. You seem insistent that it was Dashma's own decision to use the contraption. Why is that? I just don't want anyone here thinking I made Dashma do anything. Otherwise I would... I just know some clown at the insurance agency is gonna be like, oh, you're the one who made him try it out, so it's your fault. that he died. So just let the record straight. Here and now, Dashima wanted to test it. He was all riled up about how he didn't get to try it during the tour, so he made me run him through it. If I'd had the time beforehand, I could have noticed the bug in the contraption and fixed it. It's only a prototype after all, it's not fully polished. So really it's on him that he died, not me. That is super not how culpability works. I care to elaborate on that point. Sure, it's very technical and graphic. Basically what happens is there's a slight rounding error in the contraption's algorithm. An easy repairable mistake if I'd just been given the time to troubleshoot. As a result, it mistook Mr. Dashima's skull for a nightcap which needed to be removed. Holy shit! A small rounding error did that? That's way past fucked up. I didn't see any of this, mind you. This is all extrapolated from the state of his body as well as my knowledge of the subroutine. It's just as well I didn't see any of it because of the next bit gets a little grisly. Essentially, in attempting to remove his nightcap, the contraption dislocated his cervical vertebrae. That means it broke his neck, by the way. I know what a cervical vertebrae is. Now, you already know that the house's sensors can't recognize a human after they died. So when the house realized it was holding an unfamiliar matter, it excused it as an error routine, which in this case is it dropped the foreign matter through the exit hatch. Well, that certainly explains the broken neck and the bruises, but what about the victim's stab wound? I'm getting to that. That was all you? Bad press? Well, think about it like, from my perspective. This house is my life's work. It is the culmination of all my studies in machine learning, bioengineering, and interior design. And today was the day where I would finally unveil the fruits of my labor to the world. How could I let something so trivial as an accidental fatality ruin this moment? For fuck's sakes, there are things you have to do in these circumstances, because to be fair, you sent an email saying that the house wasn't ready for inspection, so a lot of error could be on the company itself. But because you tried to cover it up, now it's on you. But then again, I don't know how much that would have held up in court, so I don't know. If the press finds a dead body in the kitchen of my invention, what's the headline going to be tomorrow? Is it going to be amazing genius improves everyone's lives with great invention? Or is it going to be dangerous house breaks a man's neck? I just tweaked the headline to crazy guy kills boss inside super cool house. This is what we in the business call public relations. That is what PR means too, if anyone didn't know. I didn't know until recently, to be fair. So this is the part of the story I'm guessing doesn't line up? So the other one has stuck the knife into the victim's back. No, of course not. I had the house do it. But what about the footprints made by Louis Bottomy? Easy, I splashed the mud around the inside the house. Then I convinced the stooge to take a stroll around. Oh, that stooge to take a stroll around. It was child's play, really. But why such an elaborate ruse? Why bother with all of this if your deception was so full of contradictions? Well, to be honest, I didn't figure you cops would quite be so inquiring. I'd figure you saw a knife in someone's back and a guy saying I did it, and then you wouldn't bother yourself with anything that didn't quite line up. I'm afraid that while your technique might have worked on some people... Hey, what are you looking at me for? It didn't quite work on me. Something doesn't line up. That makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. I want to press on that. Shit. Let's present this here, maybe? Because this is the evidence I wanted to... Smart log. That checks out. I guess this? You know, Miss Newing, I really hoped that breaking Mr. Bottomy out of his trance would resolve this whole affair. But it seems like you're determined to draw this out as much as possible. What are you blabbling on about? You claimed that Mr. Dashmo was fully willing to test out the dressing compaction. Not just that, but that he himself was the one who insisted on trying it. Yeah, right? But what's with the scratch marks, if that's the case? But why would a willing participant leave scratch marks on the carpet and leading to the trap door? Well, what's this now? While searching the bedroom, I found scratch marks leading up to the point where the floor opens up. Now, the only way I can think of to explain something like this is that someone was desperately attempting to avoid falling into the dressing compaction. Yipes! Wow, I didn't think that Miss Newing was capable of being caught off guard, or that anybody could unironically say yipes. So, Angie, care to explain how the scratch marks got there? Ha! You think you made some brilliant deduction? Who's to say the scratch marks are from today? Ha! The Smart House project has been in development for years. Wait a sec, but the carpet wasn't installed into today. That's what the email was about. That's hundreds of days of doing in which could have been scratched up the carpeting. You couldn't possibly prove that these marks are recent. As a matter of fact, I do. Impossible. Well, I'm a woman of science. I should never call anything impossible. Statistically improbable. That may be, but the odds are in my favor tonight. Here's the proof that the scratch marks on the carpet are from today. It's actually from this email. These emails are talking about how, sorry, I need his name. Dasha, was complaining about the carpeting not being installed, and Miss Newing, saying that it would be installed the day of the showing just before. So let's present the evidence. You must have been very busy the past few days, Miss Newing. Why yes, I have been. Oh wait, this is a lead-in. Busy enough, it seems, to forget about this email exchange between you and Dashma. You went through my emails? You can't do that. Let's take a look at this particular section. The new carpets will be ready in time for the tours. I got contractors coming in the day before the event. As you see, the scratch marks on the carpet must be from today. Because the carpeting wasn't even here before yesterday. No! This doesn't change anything, you know. Owen Dashma's death was still an accident. And I'll prove it. With your precious testimony. Oh no. Final. Okay, look, I appreciate the witty humor within these testimony statements here. But like, this is just too far. It's awful. What? The fuck is being typed out? Oh no, is this all in short? What the fuck? What the hell was that? My testimony. That wasn't a testimony, that was... Oh, you know, it's either gonna be one of two things. It's either gonna be all in, it's not Morse code. It's basically, a Caesar cipher, or it's all gonna be in short form, like she was doing earlier. But how do I want to best insult her? Bad, dabblest poetry, simplest puke. Malfunctioning kind of leads into the gaming aspect, so yeah, sure, why not? I'm a functioning junior jumble. As a matter of fact, it was a series of acronyms. You've taken enough of my time as it is. I can't afford to waste time speaking full sentences in full. Again with the acronyms at this point, she's just doing it to tick me off. Okay, to be fair, though smart, I do still think that actually might be illegal. I'm not sure. I'm not a law student. Fuck that shit. But hey, I respect any person going into law. That is just the most dry-ass motherfucking schooling course you could ever take. Like, even as a doctor, you get to learn about people dying. So, I mean, it's a little more interesting. I'm going to have to ask you to clarify what that meant. What a complete waste of my time. Obviously, I said there are many explanations for the scratches on the carpet. Okay. See, the T stands for... I wasn't confused about the concept of the acronyms. Let's just move on. You can't really expect me to guess what you're saying, can you? Of course not. For a clever enough mind, there should be no guesswork involved. For example, there are only a certain number of words that begin with the letter P. From there, only a certain number of words begin with the letter O that can follow those words. Oh god damn it, I fucking hate this prick already. Following the chains of causality from there, one can logically arrive at possible combination. I bet you if you actually look into this, there's probably more than one, so fuck you. Which in this case, perhaps one of the contractors installing the carpet did it by mistake. You honestly think a contractor is one of the ones who left the scratches? Maybe, maybe not. But there's reasonable doubt for certainty. We can check the DNA traces on the carpet fibers. Perhaps, but Harper is impressively thorough when it cleans. I doubt there would be any traces left behind. Not that it matters anyways. Fuck, I hate that I have to press every fucking statement of this prick. Ah, well, this one is obvious. You said banana, apple, cucumber, orange, salad, mango, durian, pear, apricot. What? No, how could you possibly come to that conclusion? Clearly, it was besides a couple of scratch marks doesn't prove anything. Honestly, I don't know where you got all those fruit names from. Oh, you were messing with me, weren't you? Actually, I was fishing for the answer to that acronym. And you fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. Miss Knowing, Angie, am I a dentist? Because I'm sure, I'm pulling teeth right now. Do you really want to go through the motions for every one of these? Couldn't you just for once tell me what you meant without me prompting? I refuse to design to lesser minds. If you want to know what I meant, you can ask. Could you please explain what you meant? Clearly I was saying you want to pin this whole thing on me. Well, it's not going to happen. Great, good to know. Moving on. What it means, there's no proof that Dashma's death by the dressing contraption was anything but an accident. Wow, that was fast, baby. Even knowing is getting sick of this charade. So do you think not Mr. Dashma's death was the result of an accident? Of course, not even your precious scratch marks can prove otherwise. Perhaps Dashma realized early on that something was wrong and tried to claw his way out of the trap door. There's just no evidence that anything but a machine error, and I'd like you to prove otherwise. What evidence do I have? I wonder if it's this that will be what I need? Or this? But I guess you could argue that this was dropped when the person died. This is just a subroutine thing. It could have been anything. Fuck. This is just finding the body. I want to say this. Okay, so I have to find the statement that it belongs to first that I need to press. Let's get advice. Okay, what the heck is going on here? It's an entire testimony of acronyms. Either knowing is trying to slow me down because she's afraid I'm on the right track, or she's trying to mess with me. Either case, I'm going to have to press each statement just to figure out what they mean. Then we'll have to present evidence which contradicts the erroneous acronym. What a pain in the neck. I'm sure Miss Knowing is getting a kick out of all this because otherwise, it's just needless complicated. Complete was my time. Okay, sure. You could argue that the scratches could be from anything. Perhaps one of the contractors. She's right about the DNA. Besides, the couple of scratch marks just doesn't prove anything. Also, I don't know where you get... Fuck, she's really focusing on the scratch marks. You wanna pin this whole thing on me? Well, it's not gonna happen. That's fast. Perhaps Miss Dustman is one of the ones who tried to close away the trapdoor. Fuck. Okay, so knowing what's in this photo, try to cover it up. Huh. But then she could say if he was clawing his way up, he could have lost a shoe in the process, fell back down, got killed, and then disposed of. Shit, am I overthinking this? I honestly think I'm going to press on the footprints. But what am I gonna press it on? Yeah, just god damn it. Perhaps one of the contractors. Fuck. I think it's this middle statement I want to push on. Doesn't prove anything. Kinda does. Shit, I actually just missed that one. Alright, you want to ask? You want to pin this whole thing on me? Well, it's not gonna happen. Okay, press this one. Besides, a couple scratch marks don't prove anything. Actually, I was fishing for the answer to acronym. You know what? I'm gonna push on the middle one. What would prove that it wasn't quite an accident? Oh, the kitchen knife. Okay, hear me out. So if it was truly an accident, then covering it up wouldn't be so bad, but fuck. Shit. Profile confirmed. Fuck. Wait a sec. We know the user profile here would be Dashma and Newing. That would prove that she's in the house because Dasha, Bottomy didn't meet up with her until afterwards. But anyways, I'm gonna present this evidence and this evidence. Hopefully one of them is right. Sorry, Miss Newing, but your web of lies comes coming down now. Oh wait, actually I'm looking at the evidence. I didn't think it actually proved anything. It's very embarrassing. I must been confused by all the acronyms. Can I get a do-over? I don't know. Let's ask Mr. Penalty. Mr. Penalty, can Officer Warren get a do-over? I see. Very succulent. Succulent? I don't know. Mr. Penalty? Alright, I get it. Let's try and... Fuck, did we present the knife? Shit. Alright, I'm just gonna present this. No. You're a dick. Okay, press you on this. Can you just explain it? You want to pin this whole thing on me? Well, it's not gonna happen. Fuck, I'm trying to think. What evidence would prove that it wasn't an accident? Maybe the shoe? Shit. I'm gonna lie. Well, I'm gonna die. My next guess would have to be... Shit. Fuck. Okay, I'm gonna think this over, come back, and I'm gonna give you my thoughts when I come back. Okay, so I've gone over all of them a few times, and on the last one, I have a feeling that I want to just try something and go for broke. Otherwise, I have no fucking clue. But knowing is saying there's no proof that anything that Dashma's death was by dressing contraption was anything but an accident. Well, I'm just wondering if I present the feedback logs, would that make any difference? Because I wonder what this routine, and that, like, I don't know entirely what it means, but like, you can clearly see two people log in, the manual override takes over, and then the routine gets activated. So I wonder if that is what's going on here. God damn it, why do you have to do it? What? Sorry, Miss Newing, but I found a major problem with your story. OMG! You're familiar with the feedback logs in your office, correct? And familiar with the fact those are supposed to be confidential? I have the logs pertaining to the hour of Owen Dasha's death. It shows tour mode deactivating at 5:30. In between then and the moment the body was discovered at 6, there's an interesting note here. 5:51, it seems that the safety protocols were manually disabled. Now, why would someone do something like that? Unless they were trying to stage an accident. What? You think I turned off the safety protocols so I could kill Dasha? Who else would have the authority to do so? I'm afraid your theory is for the birds, officer. For you see, although I am indeed responsible for turning off the protocols, I didn't do it so until after Owen was already dead. You don't expect me to swallow that story, do you? What possible reason could you have to turn off a vital function like that? Suppose the first step in figuring out what went wrong with the contraption. I need to see why the safety protocols malfunctioned so badly, so I had to turn them off to run some tests. I never got around to the rest of the steps because right around then the power went out. What do you think, Randy? Is it possible the safety protocols were turned off after Dashman's death? No, it's not possible. It's clear that Owen Dashman was killed after the house's safety protocols was disabled. The proof can be found within the feedback logs, specifically the entry at this time. Fuck, what did they say? It wasn't if... Okay, wait, they logged in here, and then they got turned off here, and then... Okay, so that's when the tour mode was over. 2 people logged in here. This was when the safety protocols were turned off, and then this was when the whatever happened. So let's take a look at entry 552. Shit. When Ash and I found this, we were unsure what TDC could stand for. I still think it was timidly don't creep. But looking at it now, it's pretty obvious that TDC stands for the dressing contraption. Okay, I'm onto something. The subroutine was only activated after the safety system went down. And it's the only instance of TDC anywhere after the tour ended. The only possible explanation for this is that your entire debugging story is a fabrication. Huh? Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Well done there, officer. My great genius plan, you have foiled it. You have revealed the truth. Which is that I was the mastermind behind Dashma's death. But don't be too proud of yourself. What should have been a perfect plan was in fact ruined by one event I could not have seen. Allow me to explain my master stroke. Oh, god damn it. Dashma was trying to shut down the Smart House project, so I had to get rid of him. I turned off the safety protocols and asked him to test out the dressing contraption. Everything would have gone according to plan if it were not for that power outage. The house lost power before it could finish disposing of the body. Then that vapid fool made sure everyone knew about the dead body in the Smart House. So I had to improvise a cover story for the murder. I did pretty well considering the circumstances. Well, Warren, you got some unconventional methods, but you sure do get results. Maybe by unconventional methods, you mean actual police work. You managed to find the culprit, find the motive, prove both of them were lies, and then find the person who manufactured both the fake culprit and the fake motive, and get them to confess. All in the span of about 3 hours. Now, of course, I could usually do all of that in about 2.5, but still. So are you ready to tie this up, or are you going to keep poking and prodding? Keep in mind, the answer to this question will determine if I continue to like you. Ancient Drag, I want to be done here as much as you do. Nope, alright, stop there. Unless you end that sentence... that sentence is, so let's book this sucker and then grab some cold ones. I don't want to hear it. But I don't think this case is completely wrapped up yet. Ah, come on. What else could you possibly need? She confessed to murder. She confessed to one of the worst crimes imaginable. There should be no further reason for her to lie. So why is there still a blatant lie in her statement? Damn it, Warren, now you got me curious. Go ahead, interrogate her. I want to see where you're going with this. But you better satisfy my curiosity or else I'll do my best, Agent Drang. In any case, Carlos should be closing on Knowing's location by now. She'll be under arrest soon enough. Wait a sec, didn't she say earlier that Dasha wanted to cut corners? And didn't she also yeah, and oh god damn it, I didn't mean to. Alright, press her about the statement. It was worth taking the life just to protect your little project? You don't understand. This house was... It was your life's work. Yes. Years of work worth of study and research had gone into it. To have it shut down all because some smart-minded bureaucrat didn't... Oh, sorry, small-minded bureaucrat didn't understand what I was doing here. Well, it simply could not happen. But wouldn't a death surrounding the project be even more damning? Once again, you fail to understand. Even if everything had gone according to plan, there wouldn't have been a death. Just a, let's say, disappearance. Dasha would have never showed up for work tomorrow. People would ask questions, sure, but they would never be able to trace anything back to me. Meanwhile, I could continue work on the house in peace. And it would have gone that way if it weren't for that accursed... Well, we'll get around to that. Now I'm gonna try presenting the email here. Because I don't know what the fuck it presented, but it screwed me over and this is my last chance. Because what doesn't make sense is this email contradicts this statement. So you killed Oren because you wanted to shut down the house project. Yes, how many times do I have to say it? That's strange though. What now? Do you remember this email exchange? I showed it to you earlier. Are you going to bring that up the carpeting again? No, I wanted you to take a look at another part of this exchange. It seems there was an ongoing debate on whether to continue the house project. But it was you, Miss Knowing, who wanted to shut things down. What? There were emails about... It seems strange that you don't remember your own stance in this argument. Even stranger that you don't remember sending emails on the subject. But, well, it's been a stressful couple of days. A lot has slipped my mind. Perhaps I really did want to shut down the house project. What of it? See? That's my whole point. Something just didn't add up. Well, why would you want that? You said it yourself, the house project was one of your life's work. You wanted to protect it at all costs. So why would you suddenly want it to shut down? And why was it so important that you kill a man over it? Can you explain that? Chief! Carlos, what are you doing back here? You're supposed to be looking for... That's just the thing, Chief. I've been all over this crazy house. I went to in that dressing room place, and inside the walls, and Angela Knowing is not in this house. In fact, she's not anywhere in the space. Or on the space. That's impossible. I have Miss Knowing's television here hooked up to the house's local network. Then where is she? What the fuck? What the fuck's going on? What? Okay, I'm gonna figure this out, and then in my closing statements, before we turn off the broadcast, I'll give you my theories. Okay, so we're back. Okay, so my theory is, and I've been thinking about this on and off for a while, but like it just never made enough sense until now. But like, what if Angie knowing just doesn't exist, or that the fact that it's the house somehow, I'm not sure. I just have the feeling that the house's AI is the one to blame and no one else. But that's my theory. We still have Act 6 to close up everything and see what happens. So, thank you for tuning into our frequency. This is the Rebel Lemon signing off. So, good night and sweet nightmares.